for all posterity. I'm not kidding you. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart?
Yes, Larry.
Can you talk about living in a sacred space?
It's hard to talk about that. One just wants to enjoy it and live with it and open to it. And look, Larry, I keep saying it over and over again. Everything that manifests, no matter how it manifests, from a stone to a dinosaur, is a manifestation of spiritual energy. And we're all living in a sacred space. But what keeps us from recognizing that sacred space is all the nonsense that goes on in our heads and our emotions, our sexual energy. The chaos that exists inside us keeps us from truly recognizing that we're born into a holy place, a sacred place. It's called life. And it really becomes sacred when it becomes your teacher. When you have built a system inside to be able to sit in front of life and allow life to teach you what you have to do to grow and get closer to your spiritual enlightenment. It's sacred. We don't pick and choose what's sacred. I remember sitting in Rudy's store one day and this beggar woman walked in. And she was just a bag lady, came into the store. And he went up to her and he was so kind to her and so gentle with her. And then when he came back to his desk and he sat down and he said, Stuart, God has thousands of masks and you never know when that energy is going to manifest in your life. And to me, that was a very great education, just listening to him say that. Because we're so ready to put people down and do negative things and have better opinions than, instead of opening and say, what does this situation have to teach me? What can I learn here? How can I grow because of this? And I think when people do this, life becomes a sacred space. They're living in a sacred space. And it takes an elevation of consciousness to be able to do what I'm talking about. Because we're up against everybody's opinions and ideas and egos and crap and, all that stuff that's thrown around the world that makes life not terribly easy. But if we get big enough inside to just recognize that also that is our teacher. I just read a book, a very interesting book that was written by a friend of mine, and it's about this. He found this painting, and it turned out that it was a Leonardo. It became very famous. They did a documentary on NPR about it. And, all the newspapers and media. And, he called me up the other day and it was so interesting. He said, Stuart, he said, where's Rudy? He said, all of the stuff, it doesn't make me happy. Having a Leonardo, having a Donatello, having great master. I said, he said, Rudy was his teacher. He said, where's Rudy? I said, well, he's in your heart. Just go there, you'll find him. But, it's really interesting how in that book, everybody has an opinion. Everybody is right, it's wrong, it is, it isn't. I don't like the craculature. I don't like the this, the that, the lips. Everybody has an opinion. But nobody listens to anybody else and said, okay, let's see if we can resolve this and learn from each other. And I think that this is a major problem in life. It's a very serious situation. And once we overcome that situation, and we get to a place where we allow life to be our teacher, then whatever we experience every day in our life is something sacred. Life is the guru, not Stuart, not Swami this one, and Rabbi that one, and Yogi the other one. My job is to help people get strong enough inside themselves so that they can sit in front of the real guru, which is life. And once a person does that, you understand, whatever they witness in life becomes sacred. They are living in a sacred space. I hope that's clear. I don't know how to make
Thank
it.
you, Stuart.
You're welcome, Larry. Larry asks great questions. Thank you. You really forced me to go deep inside. I love it. So God bless you and thank you.
Thank you.
Is Wendy a question?
I can always
Oh, wait a
find.
minute, Wendy. I got your book and I started. It's a very lovely book. Very nice book. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad. The original question that came up for me at the beginning of class is to hear you speak about the experience of being in meditation without, in a place of no mind, where you talk about we're doing this meditation to really be out of the mind, or maybe it's going on, but we're not affected, or maybe there's no talking. So I just wanted you to hear what you have to say about that.
Well, when you're in your mind, you're out of your mind. When we start identifying with all these voices and all this noise and all this stuff in our heads, it makes us crazy. So the whole point is to get free of that. And you get free of it, as I keep repeating over and over again, by learning how to get the mind focused in the chakra right below the navel. So then the mind is no longer this voice box. It's a surgical instrument that opens you at the very core of your being. And being opened at the very core of your being, gives you the strength to then open the heart. And when the heart is open, all of that noise in the head, it has room to flow down. I always compare it to the plumbing in a house, When it's stuffed up, everything comes out the kitchen sink. The kitchen sink is the head. It all comes up there as tension. So the whole point is to use the mind as an instrument in a craft. The craft is meditation. To use it to open the very core of your being, the real power inside yourself. And that enables you to open the heart. And once the heart is open, the plumbing can flow, the water can flow through the pipes and the mind gets quiet. The mind will never get 100% quiet, because having a little bit of that noise there reminds us that we have to continue to work on ourselves. But, 90% of it just flows.
So what do you experience, Stuart, when you're in that state? What is your experience of that state within yourself?
Well, my experience, what a great joy. That's my experience. I mean it. I'm getting free of me, the one person that is keeping me from having a spiritual life. That to me is great gratitude, great joy, great love. I feel gratitude to my teachers who trained me in how to do this. I feel gratitude to the great guru of life, which is daily training me in how to do this. And I feel joy in my heart because I'm getting free of Stuart. Stuart is the only reason Stuart is not completely enlightened. Okay? I need to get free of myself. The meditation that Rudy devised is just simply a means of using it to get free of yourself. You get free of yourself and there's God. There's spirit. There isn't congestion and static and noise and opinions and arguing and fighting and tension, and, you know. So that's what I experience. To me, it's wonderment. It's the greatest wonderment in life.
And I experienced that. I think it's a matter of the how long or you know the consistency or the amount. I think is the difference that seems to grow.
Wendy, that is telling you that you still need to work on yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Don't negate that. That is a positive thing that is telling you you haven't arrived yet. Thank God, because the day you arrive and the day you get satiated with you is the day when your life is over. All the creative energy stops flowing. Does anyone else have a question they'd like to ask?
Thank you.
You're welcome, dear. Thank you for the book. Very nice, beautifully done too. Zach did a great job designing it. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? You know, if people are interested in this meditation that you know, there are all of these videos, and a lot of you, I think, go to the videos and watch them. And I think there's over 250 of them, Tony told me, on Facebook, on YouTube. And all of a sudden, I'm getting a lot of people now getting in touch with me, wanting to come to this meditation class. And I think most of them found it through those videos. So if you know people interested, you can tell them to go there. I mean, they're all there, you know. Everything I talk about is there, you know, and I think it's a great tool, you know, that can be used, you know, for people to find out what is possible in terms of them having a spiritual life. At first, I said, oh, you know, Facebook, I'm not even a member of Facebook, frankly. I gave it up about a year and a half ago. And YouTube, I used to listen to music. Then I found Spotify. I'm getting more technologically advanced here. But it's just a wonderful thing. I think to learn to use technology as a way of touching people very deeply inside themselves. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Also, as I've been announcing, you know, I'm starting to have in-person classes here. People are coming. I'm having them almost every day, except usually on Sundays and Thursdays when I have 2 of these classes to teach. But every other day, there's usually 1 or 2 of those classes that people are attending now, and it's really strong stuff. So if you think about, you know, there's somebody here now from Oregon, and, you know, Pat Fay was here, you know, from Miami, and other people are coming tomorrow. And, you know, if you all want to attend, the only thing I ask, honestly, and I'll say it again, is that everybody who comes is vaccinated. And I know that's a problem with some of you, but there's nothing I can do. I hate to be restrictive, but I have 2 rules now: no drugs and be vaccinated if you want to come here. I'm getting very dogmatic. Does anybody else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, well, again, thank you. God bless you all. And I mean, I am just deeply grateful to sit here and do this with all of you. It really is helping me to grow. Hopefully it's helping you to grow. And I think what has taken place is kind of a miracle that we can share this, and not only share it, but there are people here from everywhere, from South America, from Australia, all over the United States. And I think that in itself is an extraordinary way to touch people. And I'm very grateful to do this and to share whatever I've learned with all of you. So bless you all. Thank you. And there'll be a class on Sunday. And have a happy Halloween. So God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.